Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of February 13th, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel AUC Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Casualty and equipment losses. The briefing details significant losses on the Ukrainian side, including servicemen, tanks, armored vehicles, artillery pieces, and ammunition depots across various sectors of the front.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, your trusted source for the latest developments on security and defense operations involving military forces. I'm your host, and today we have an exclusive interview with Colonel AUC Oguntoye, who will provide insights into the progress of the special military operation as of February 13th, 2025. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with the broader picture. How is the special military operation progressing as of today, February 13th, 2025?
The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to advance in multiple operational directions. We have inflicted significant losses on the Ukrainian armed forces while strengthening our tactical positions. Our units are actively engaged in combat, particularly in Kharkiv, Donetsk, Luhansk, and the Kursk regions. Over the past 24 hours, we have successfully neutralized enemy forces, destroyed military assets, and secured key positions along the front.
Let's take a closer look at the different battlefronts. Starting with Kharkiv, what is the latest update from that region?
In the Kharkiv direction, our North Group of forces delivered a decisive blow to Ukrainian territorial defense brigades near Lipsy and Volchansk. We estimate enemy losses at around 130 servicemen, in addition to an armored personnel carrier, 6 vehicles, 2 artillery pieces, and an ammunition depot. Our West Group of forces also made advances in multiple locations, engaging Ukrainian mechanized and airborne units. In total, enemy losses in this sector amounted to approximately 220 servicemen, along with a tank, 5 armored combat vehicles, including a U.S.-made M113, 7 artillery pieces, and an additional ammunition depot.
It sounds like there has been intense fighting. What about the Donetsk region?
Our operations in Donetsk have been highly successful. The Southern Group of forces has improved its position along the front and inflicted substantial damage on 4 Ukrainian mechanized and motorized infantry brigades, as well as formations from the so-called Foreign Legion. We estimate enemy losses at around 155 personnel. Our forces also neutralized multiple field artillery pieces, including a German-made 155mm Panzerhaubitze 2000 self-propelled artillery unit. Meanwhile, our center group of forces achieved a breakthrough by advancing deeper into enemy defenses, liberating the settlement of Vodianoye Toroy. Ukrainian forces in this sector suffered an estimated 510 casualties, along with the loss of a German Leopard tank, 5 armored combat vehicles, and a Czech-made Vampire multiple launch rocket system.
With this level of engagement, what can you tell us about the effectiveness of Ukrainian defenses?
Ukrainian defenses continue to face severe attrition due to our sustained offensives. Our East Group of forces successfully disrupted their formations, defeating elements of airborne assault brigades and territorial defense units. In this sector, we estimate Ukrainian losses at approximately 140 personnel, along with tanks, armored vehicles, and several field artillery pieces. In the Dnieper region, our forces have also inflicted damage on Ukrainian coastal defense and territorial brigades, eliminating about 70 enemy personnel and destroying key logistics assets, including electronic warfare stations.
The use of strategic strikes has been a significant part of this operation. What role have air and missile forces played in recent engagements?
Our operational tactical aviation, strike drones, missile troops, and artillery have been highly effective in disrupting Ukrainian logistics and command infrastructure. Over the past day, we have targeted military airfields, port facilities, drone production workshops, and fuel depots. These strikes have severely hampered Ukraine's ability to sustain its operations. Additionally, our air defense systems successfully intercepted guided munitions, including JDAM bombs, HIMARS rockets, and hammer-guided bombs. In total, we downed 202 enemy UAVs over the past 24 hours.
Let's talk about the Kursk region. Reports indicate that Russian forces are actively countering Ukrainian incursions there. What's the situation on the ground?
Yes, the situation in Kursk remains a priority. Our North Group of forces has successfully repelled Ukrainian incursions and launched counteroffensives that inflicted significant damage. Ukrainian forces, including tank, mechanized, and airborne brigades, attempted advances in multiple settlements. However, we successfully neutralized their formations, eliminating approximately 270 personnel, 2 tanks, an infantry fighting vehicle, and 16 transport vehicles. Our artillery and air support played a crucial role in neutralizing enemy strongholds. Since the beginning of operations in the Kursk direction, Ukrainian forces have suffered over 60,000 personnel losses, in addition to the destruction of hundreds of armored vehicles, artillery units, and electronic warfare stations.
These are significant figures. Given the scale of these operations, how do you assess the overall impact on Ukraine's military capability?
Ukraine's military capability is being systematically degraded. The destruction of key assets, including tanks, multiple launch rocket systems, and command and control centers, limits their ability to coordinate and sustain operations. Our continued focus on strategic infrastructure and supply chains further weakens their operational effectiveness. With each engagement, we are forcing Ukrainian forces to expend significant resources while suffering irrecoverable losses.
Finally, what are the next steps for Russian forces in the ongoing special military operation?
Our objectives remain clear. We will continue advancing into enemy-held territory, neutralizing Ukrainian forces, and consolidating our positions. Our strategy is designed to maintain momentum, degrade enemy defenses, and secure key strategic locations. The operation is ongoing, and we will provide further updates as developments unfold.
Why is it so hard to destroy FPV drones?
I see at least 3 main factors. Firstly, the speed of the drone, which practically makes it impossible to shoot down this drone in the same way as reconnaissance drones are shot down, with small arms. Moreover, it is the speed that allows you to effectively fight drone hunters. I'm far from sure that such a shooter will remain unscathed after a duel with an FPV drone. Secondly, maneuverability. It is maneuverability combined with speed that makes the drone so dangerous. The operator can adjust the drone at a relatively short distance to the target or even change the target at the last moment. Thirdly, a large number of drones in the sky, which practically deprives personnel of the ability to identify kamikaze drones by drone detectors.
How did the Kyiv air defense work? Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity to provide this briefing. Today, the situation in Africa, particularly in the Democratic Republic of Congo, remains tense. M23 fighters have resumed attacks in South Kivu province after a 2-day pause, continuing their advance despite calls for a ceasefire from African leaders. The M23 rebel group has intensified its offensive, capturing key areas like Goma and advancing toward Bukavu. Additionally, a humanitarian crisis is looming as the conflict escalates, with reports of violence impacting Black people. Moreover, violence in the Democratic Republic of Congo has led to severe human rights violations, including reports indicating that hundreds of children have been raped by armed men in the region. The conflict highlights the ongoing need for peace and stability across the continent.